Hey guys, what's going on? Hey, gonna do a little video today about like why I garden and things I would improve for next year, because pretty much what I grow, the season is essentially sort of over. I mean, there's still some herbs growing and stuff like that. Definitely the tomatoes are in just full force right now. I'll show you all that, but things I would change for next year, there's gonna be probably a lot of changes, I would say, like maybe on timing. Also, I'm not going to do as much gardening next year, and I'll show you.
All right, guys. So, yeah, this doesn't look very impressive, does it? Well, it's because it isn't. This is literally the worst year for pickles I have ever, for cucumbers, I should say, pickling cucumbers that I've ever had. I am not impressed by this at all. Neither are you, the viewers. This is an ugly, ugly garden. It looks like a desert. It looks depleted. Aside from those jalapenos over there, those look really good. But anyway, yeah, I think it's been over farmed. I've been farming or gardening in here since we moved in. It's been about 6 years since we moved into this house, and I think it's time we just let it go fallow. Meaning, let some weeds kind of grow in here, let the soil just kind of be rejuvenated. In addition to that, I'll be putting some mushroom compost, which is basically just pure cow manure that they grow mushrooms in. It's got all kinds of minerals and nitrogen in there that is really beneficial to the soil, and let kind of the stuff underneath, you know, the natural weeds just kind of take over, and then plow them all under. And yeah, and then maybe next year I'll use this area again. You know, the possible reason you may be asking yourselves, like, why is your garden so pathetic? Well, it's not due to lack of fertilization or lack of soil amendment or anything like that. I think the reason why is just because it's been farmed too much and you know, gardened in too much, and also we didn't have as hot of a year either, so that cucumbers love the heat, and it's been pretty mild this summer. It's kind of like a usual summer here in the Pajaro Valley area. We're a little bit above the actual valley. We're kind of like on the ridge line, sort of. But anyway, that could be possible reasons. Okay, so now the new garden area that you guys saw me build, you know, this wall, and all the millions of fans, of course, watched me build this wall, little mini wall. So it did really good this year. You can see right here are these cherry tomatoes. And oh my goodness, these, I kid you not, are probably the best cherry tomatoes I have ever had in my life. No exaggeration. Oh my goodness. So in case you guys have never gardened, I recommend it. Give tomatoes plenty of space. They can grow in pots. I think, in my experience, I've had a lot of experience growing tomatoes. Well, these yellow ones are really good too. Anyway, back to what I was saying. The tomatoes, they really like to be given a lot of space. They send out like a giant taproot, I think. And the more space you give them, the better they're gonna do. Look at these things are monsters. And anyway, I planted these Roma tomatoes from seed, and I don't know. They're like miniature this year. I think it's just due to the heat or something like that. I started all these little Romas, believe it or not, these are Roma tomatoes from seed. They're just not doing so well. I don't know why, because this is kind of a new area I just built up, so I don't know. Thinking about I'll put some mushroom compost on this area, but I'll still garden in this area next year. I think it needs more amendment. I put a lot in, as you saw from past videos, but the basil did really well despite our lack of heat. And these two green basils those are both from seed, and they did really well. We made pesto with them, delicious. The blueberries, they're growing. You got to be patient with those. We got some oregano, did excellent this year. We don't really, we're drying it out right now. We're gonna use it, but I mean, that's a lot of oregano. Thyme did good. Another lime thyme did really good. Parsley, of course, did good. Chives we use. But I don't know. And also, you can see I got a lot of space here because I grew spinach, where you see this big bare spot here. That was all spinach. And we didn't time it right. I need to be a better gardener when it comes to timing. And that way we'll be able to utilize what we, put effort into better. So those are some things I would change. And, oh, go over here. Check out Mr. Pumpkin. Kind of pathetic. It's all right. I mean, it's got like a pumpkin right there. It's got, a pumpkin over here and like another pumpkin. You can see that down there. But I don't know. I just think pumpkins like to grow not just in a tub. I think we could have grown like maybe herbs in this tub instead of like a giant plant. I think giant plants just need giant roots. They have giant roots. They're gonna want to branch out and go way down low and find a water source. But I don't know. I think there's just pretty pathetic yields for such a huge amount of plant matter. So gardening didn't go quite as well as I thought this year, but next year, definitely this area, I'm gonna do better. I'll have a lot more stuff in here. I may want to experiment with corn too, even though, it's not like we can't get corn in the stores. And maybe, this area here is kind of like more of like, my wife likes flowers and stuff, and we see a lot of growth here in the spring with the sage and stuff like that. We planted a bougainvillea. It's just a baby, but it'll get big. Space utilization and timing. That's gonna be next year's focus, and leaving this bare. Yeah. So you could probably see, why I garden, because I could just sit here, my little area with my burr, and just sit here and kind of look at things grow. Not like I have a high-speed camera in my brain, but, I could just watch, look at and throw the ball to my dog occasionally. Yeah, this lawn's pretty shabby. Look at all these gopher mounds. I got some grapes growing too. I didn't show you that plant, but I'm trying to experiment with raisins, see if I could sun dry them right here on the table underneath this canopy. Anyway, but why I garden is just, to just sit here and relax and just, look at things you put effort into at the end of a day. I still got some bricks over there that you can see that I need to get, replace my front area with those blocks, Allen blocks, whatever. And what's up, Nugget? I could use this whole lawn as a food forest if I wanted to. You could watch James Prigioni and his food forest, and he utilizes space to perfection. He spends a lot of time in his garden. I don't spend nearly the time he probably spends, but and I could turn this lawn into a food forest if I want, but this guy right here likes to catch balls, and I always like to give him a clear path because he's very careful too. He'll jump right over the pots we have way out in the, the end of the yard. But yeah, I just want to give him space, and it's fun to watch him, be active and wrestle with my mom's dog Jax, my mom and dad's dog Jax, and yeah, so that's why I garden, just so I can something to see out in the, way back in the lower 40 or whatever you want to call them, the back 40. And that's why I garden. Just to relax, give something for the kids to do, something for us to do. It's a hobby. All right, guys. Hope you're having a good weekend. Bye.